What's up, guys? It's Lama Talks for their I think fourth video of the day, third or fourth. With we're gonna go over the Kings Rockets game today, which got the Rockets their first win. Let's get started. So yeah, we have the highlights running in the background as which is now the as like now usual. And yeah, let's get started. So let's go. So beginning on the Kings side of this game, actually, the Kings are a really fun team to meet throughout the whole season, and I feel like they showed more of that today. And I feel like Harrison Barnes is like sort of playing like the player he did. I know it's weird to say, but I feel like he's like back to the way he was in 2015, and that was like 5 years ago. It's been like 5 years since then. He took like a large decline after he left the Warriors, but I feel like now he's sort of just going up this season at least, and he's having a lot of productive games, which is like why I think sort of what is it, Harrison Barnes is gonna be a solid piece for the Kings if they make the playoffs or the play-in game. And yeah, so now going like the statistical standouts of this game were Harrison Barnes with 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. Richaun Holmes with 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. De'Aaron Fox with 22 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I feel like one of the reasons the King lost this game was Marvin Bagley. Like they selected him with I think the number 2 pick a few years ago, and he's not playing like a number 2 pick. He's playing not like a draft, but he's playing like a seventh or eighth man. And he's putting up 8 rebounds, which is good, but 4 points on 26 minutes is not enough if you're going against a team as talented and as deep as the Rockets are. So yeah, that's why I think sort of Marvin Bagley has been a real disappointment throughout the season. And yeah, but De'Aaron Fox hasn't. De'Aaron Fox is playing very well. As you can see, he just hit a tough and one layup on the Rockets. And yeah, that's sort of what I got out of this game. Now going to the Rockets side of the ball. The Rockets the Rockets really stood out to me this game because they had so many ways they could have beat the Kings. It really was interesting because they had like Danwell House who went for 11 and 5. And like that was very good. That was like a very like decent stat line. And he felt like he was like beating the Rockets. He was getting open. He may not have been getting the ball, but he was getting open and he was playing well. And then they had Christian Wood who could also just beat who just beats every team he goes against right now. Christian Wood is starting off the season so hot, and I love it. He's playing like an elite power forward, and it's really like good to see that him and James Harden are working out. And if James Harden ends up staying with the Rockets, I could see them being a very great team, and I could see them playoffs, but being a good team in the playoffs. So yeah, let's go. So yeah, now let's go to James. Now let's go to John Wall. This was really an important part of this game because John Wall's first NBA game playing I think in 2 years or something, he drops 22 points, and that's like a really crucial part of this game at least because John Wall is like that variable for the Rockets. If he's playing well, he's gonna be that second option to James Harden, which James Harden needs to be a very successful, which James Harden would need if he wants to take some of the load off James Harden at least to make it a more of a team game. And yeah, I feel like what the worst part of the Rockets was that even though they played very well this game, the worst part of the Rockets was DeMarcus Cousins. He was just disappointing. And I get that this is his first game back in a while, but going for 8 points and 3 assists and 1 rebound, I mean it's okay, but I felt like Richaun Holmes was just killing him on the boards and just and just like in the paint. I feel like his Boogie Cousins defense isn't what it used to be, and his offense really isn't either. I feel like what the Rockets need to do is sort of bring Boogie Cousins into that veteran leadership role to mentor Christian Wood into being an elite center. Because it wasn't that long ago that Boogie Cousins was a very good NBA player, and it wasn't that long ago when Boogie Cousins was considered the best center in the league. And I mean, he had lots of injuries since then, but yeah, that's sort of what I got. Now the most important player in this whole game, James Harden. Oh my gosh. James Harden is James Harden is going to have a similar season to what he did last year. I mean, I didn't expect him to go 3 seasons in a row averaging 32 plus points per game, but it looks like he will. And like that's wonderful to see because James Harden is so talented and he's so fun to watch. That step back three just hit is killer. It's one of the most unguardable moves in the NBA, and the way he plays is so fun and so energetic and so charismatic that it's like when you're watching a Rockets game, it's always gonna be like, oh my God, James Harden just did that. And yeah, that's sort of what I got from this game as a whole. Now going to the statistical standouts on the Rockets. Christian Wood was one of the standouts with 21 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists. There was James Harden, who was a standout, obviously, with 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 33 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. And there was John Wall, who with 22 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds. And there was Eric Gordon at 17 points and 2 rebounds. So yeah, that's sort of what the Rockets did, and it felt like the Rockets were beating the Kings in so many different ways, like on like cuts and three on like cuts and just like maybe some forced shots by James Harden, and like they were just getting open shots the whole game and like just imposing their will on the Kings, and sort of yeah. So yeah, that's what I got out of this game, and that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and yeah, peace.